how something silly and simple can literally help you save your marriage. It's not going to disappoint because it works and it's true. And don't blink because I'm going to show it to you right now. It's this right here. Ready? That's it. What am I talking about? That is a face that my beautiful and beloved wife, Carrie, makes when we're in the middle of a fight, things are beginning to escalate, and she makes that face to say, hey, we need to get off the crazy train now, because if we don't, we're going to reach the point of no return, and it won't be pretty. Dr. John Gottman, he calls this that. There's a technical term for it. He calls it a repair attempt. And he says repair attempts are the secret weapon of happy and healthy marriages. He says a repair attempt is any statement or action, kind of like that prevents negativity from escalating out of control. And basically that is a way for Carrie to say, hey, we need to stop. We are reaching that point of no return. And I cannot tell you, this is so true, how many probably hours of fights that it has saved us from. Because when she does that, I begin to loosen up, I begin to settle down, and we can become sane again. And here's the first thing about it, is that we were doing it for a long time before we even knew what was going on. You know, even early on in our relationship, we would be fighting. Carrie would do that, and I would calm down. And I think subconsciously she saw, wow, you know, I did something that worked. So she continued to do it. And then finally, kind of years into our relationship, you know, it kind of hit us and say, hey, look at this as a tool. You know, there's a name for this. It's called repair attempt. So I began to utilize it now. And to this day, you know, we use that as a signal to send to each other to say, hey, you need to calm down. So here's the thing. You might have one now in your marriage and you might not even know it. And so you want to ask yourself, you know, what are we doing that helps us de-escalate? You know, but is a critical point to think about, though. You might be thinking you're sending a repair attempt to your spouse. But if they're not receiving it, it isn't a repair attempt. It's an attempt, but it's not a repair attempt success. Okay, because unless the message is understood and received, it's not working. So, you know, a repair attempt will only work is if the communicator and, you know, the one who's saying it and the one who receives it are both on the same page. And fortunately, by the grace of God, you know, Carrie and I have always been on the same page when it comes to, I don't know, somehow that just communicates to us. But here's the wonderful thing about repair attempts. They are flexible, okay? Just because works for the Suzes does not mean it'll work for you. I mean, maybe for you in your relationship, it'll be something more of a statement, something that you say, maybe something more serious. It might even be, you know, I think we're reaching the point of craziness in our relationship and we need to calm down before, you know, things get out of hand. Well, yes, honey, I agree with you. I mean, whatever works is you celebrate and you say thank you. So it could be any one of a number of possible statements or actions or things. You know, it might be just kind of gently holding a hand and squeezing it and looking at the person. Yeah, I get it. That communicates the message. It might be a statement about affection, appreciation. Hey, we need to stop. It could be so many different things. But the fact of the matter is, there is something out there that will work for you. Maybe you've already identified it. Maybe you're doing it and you haven't identified it yet, but it's out there. Have this conversation with your spouse. Watch this video with your spouse. Walk in peace. Have the best day possible. And as always, stay awesome. Love you, Carrie.